Is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. I thought we would do a little update with the beginner box saga from last week. If you don't remember or you weren't here before, I'll have a thumbnail for it right there. And I'll have the link in the description below. But we opened a bunch of these bad boys, the graveyard of superhero boxes, and we're printing. But it's only been a week since we've opened them. I know there were some people that were a little skeptical on how fast these things might move and how quick you might get your money back. So I want to go through some of our sales, all of our sales, of everything that we've sold from that stuff in the last week. Talk about unboxings in general a little more. I think I said it in the office part because my camera did camera things and Bronze did bronze things. So things got recorded out of order again, but we'll have a more in-depth video about unboxings in general. But essentially, there were some people that messaged me really kind of curious on how this worked and was it possible to get your money back that fast? It is, and we're going to go over that in a little more detail. Before we do that, though, if you don't know who I am, my name is Bronzgod, and I sell trading cards on Tcgplayer and eBay. We've been averaging about $40,000 a year in sales, mostly in bulk. We are looking to exceed that by the end of the year. In addition, we do have two other channels, one for weight loss, one for gaming. Both of those are in the description below if either of those interest you. And we have one particular affiliate code with more to come. So if you want to use any of those, you can save a little money, I can make a little money, and we can both win. Before we get into the computer room, though, and we go over all the numbers and some of the thoughts on the last week, little spoiler alert, this is the last box here of the beginner boxes. That was a little late to the party. So I was going to list them all, and I thought, wow, this might be a great idea to start selling on Manapool. So we're going to get on Manapool. We're going to chronicle that whole thing, the onboarding, the this, the that, the da-da-da-da-da. So that'll be coming soon. And I'm sure you've seen these boxes sitting in the floor of some of my previous videos. This is all magic bulk I've had for like 3 years that I've never really kind of gone through. I have started to like sort, set, and like condition some of it. But there's like some decent stuff in here. And I figured it'd be a good way to start on Manapool is to get some of this light play and below, some near mint stuff. There's even some boxes here that I haven't gone through. That would be excellent stuff to start the Manapool journey. Yes, I'm going to have separate inventories, but I don't care. So that'll be fun to do, but that'll be for another day. So let's get into the other room. We're going to show you off some numbers, which I think you're going to be pretty happy about, especially if you are one that has jumped on the bandwagon. And you'll see there's the expected value of the things have actually gone up since last week, which is kind of crazy. So we're going to go over that. Go over some of my thoughts on it, and then go from there. All right, so before we get into the orders, I just wanted to go over the pricing again and Mox Alpha and another platform that we just got invited to, just to go over the expected value of the boxes that we opened last week. I will have a link to the video in the description, and I'll put the thumbnail somewhere, just so you know what to reference if you want to go back and see what we did in the beginning. But the estimated value of these boxes has actually gone up since last week by about $15. So last week we were sitting at about a $70 to $75 EV. I'm going to move my face here. And right now it's an $87 estimated value. This is all, I believe, marketplace price. The other platform that we're going to be looking at here in a little bit is TCG Low. So there will be a large disparity in the number that you see there, but it's still going to be the same. So $87 estimated value, and we spent $18 a box. So we did the math in the last video. Again, go check that out, but that equals to quite a bit. Let's switch over. Okay, so here is, I'm going to block out all the names, but here is the order list. This is all from last week. We did all this opening on Saturday of last week. So in 1 week, these are all of the orders. I sifted it for Marvel Superheroes Commander, because with these boxes, you have decks that have both regular Marvel or Jumpstart cards, and you have Commander cards. The Commander, Marvel Superheroes Commander cards is where a lot of the value is. There's not much in the other stuff, although there is some. But the Marvel Commander side of things is where a lot of it is. I'm going to put a total up here because I didn't do the math. But as you can see, we got, you know, a $40 order here, a $10 order here. I think there's a $60 order here. So $60, $90. So we're looking at least $200 to $300, possibly a little more. Now, there are going to be some cards in these orders that are obviously not Marvel, but this is just a point of reference that in 1 week, we spent about $750, $770. And in 1 week, we got a third of our money back to us. And that's what's important when it comes to doing these kinds of box openings. Like I said, I'm going to do another video a little more in depth on the science behind it. But I know a lot of people were a little skeptical about when you spend that much money to open a bunch of products, how much of it and how fast is it going to go. To get 1 week, 1/3 of your money back within a week, it's pretty good. Now, I am on direct. I have to put that out there. So things could be going a little slower, but as you can see, this little symbol here, this little blue symbol is the direct symbol. Of all these orders, only about 6 or 7 of them were complete direct orders. So a lot of these I fulfilled myself. Now I am starting to get back to my roots a little bit. So I like velocity. I like velocity a lot. And almost like the gaming tree where you have like speed, health, damage, where like you can only have 2. Same thing goes with velocity and margins. A lot of times you're sacrificing some margins at the, you're getting a lot of velocity at the expense of some margin, and you're getting a lot of margins at the expense of velocity. So I don't mind. I have everything set for free shipping over $5 on top of being on direct, and then I also have it a 15-cent price floor. Should I have it higher? Probably. I'm toying with having it higher during the week when I don't have as much time to pack orders myself, and then putting it to like blowout mode on my days off. But that's what I do. We're gonna go into some of these orders. Where's the big one? All right, here's the $60 one. We just got this the other day. This was the key one here. This card itself, Glamorous Grapplers, it's just a vanilla 3/3 with Menace. There's nothing crazy about that, but all 101 copies of it sold for $23. So to put that in perspective, those cards paid for one entire box. That's where kind of getting into this whole like listing everything thing. However far you want to take it. You don't have to go as far as me where I'm listing literally everything, but I've had success before. We're kind of getting back to our roots, like I've said. Someone bought all 101 copies that paid for an entire box. That makes it easier for me to like keep doing that kind of thing. And, especially with Marvel, you're going to see a lot of these names, Black Widow, Iron Lad, Madam Hydra. So a lot of these orders have a lot of the, more popular Marvel characters. In addition, as you'll see here, we've got some Foundations Jumpstart. Now, we did a couple of Foundations unboxings a month plus ago. This is why doing box openings work, because as you start to do more and more and more, so obviously we have more of your recent stuff, a lot of my bigger stuff for Foundations already sold. But now, 50 cent, 49 cent, some of the dollar cards that were left over, those are starting to move along with it as well. So we got all of our initial investment back on that over the last month or so. And now this is when the profit starts to come in. This is where the little nickels and dimes come in. I mean, something, a little more, $4 isn't a nickel or a dime. But this is where those nickels and dimes start to pile up and you start making more and more. Now, this is where you got to be a little careful, because when you're leveraging, you can't take that and ignore what you're leveraging with. So once we start getting some of these payments back, we're going to start paying off these paying fors and whatnot, and wash, rinse, repeat. Do another one. We actually just got what do we buy? Like 3 cases of Marvel Jumpstart at a pretty good price. Those will be coming in mid next week. We're going to break those down, get that going again. That's another product that's got an excellent estimated value. Let's check out another one here. So we got this $43 order here. And again, just a bunch of, this is basically what I just described. Literally every character: Ant-Man, Black Widow, Boomerang, Captain America, Graviton, Happy Hogan. That's the other order I gotta find. But yeah, just like literally just one of everything. And then all these Spider-Man cards here, I opened Spider-Man Play last year. I've had Spider-Man Play is not a popular set, and this guy bought literally one copy of every single character in the entire set, in addition to some random stuff. But that's we got all of our money back on that already. So this 23 cents, 34 cents, 15 cents. This is all basically just pure profit to where it's like 10 or 20 bucks. That's why doing this can be really profitable, but you got to be in it to win it, man. You have to, I'm doing this right now, like once every 2 or 3 weeks. I'm trying to get to the point where I'm doing like 3 to 4 cases a week. Again, that's probably a little more self-serving because I'm on direct, but it's the power of doing this type of stuff. In addition, if you don't have the ability to buy a lot of collections and, you can find a good deal on stuff, is it the most profitable sometimes? Not necessarily, but profit is profit. There's so many things nowadays where you're only making 10%, 15%. If you can buy a sealed product for $200 and then make your money back in a week or 2 or 3, and then you make your 20, 30% back, I mean, that's part of the snowball. So, 10 or 20% might not mean a lot, but 20% on 20% on 20% on 20%, it starts to pick up quick. So this is another one, Happy Hogan. For those of you who don't know, that's Tony Stark's not butler driver, but he's like his sidekick basically. All 50 copies, 68 cents a piece, a cool 25 bucks. Again, that pays for probably 2 boxes, just those 50 cards alone. It's just, it works. It works and it's fun. And I would implore you to at least give it a shot. There is, again, Mox Alpha. I do have affiliate code if you want to give that a shot. If you join our Discord, which we do have a Discord, I can't do it all day, every day, but I can, if you have the odd request, I don't mind looking it up for you. And then we do have a new friend to the channel, Anon TCG, which we're going to talk about him more in another video coming up, but he has an excellent EV tracker as well. I'll put that in the description below, and he actually has some wholesale options for you to get product not at retail, but not at complete wholesale, like right in the middle, so that way he's making money on what he's selling. You got some room for what you're trying to do, and everyone, I think he has a little meat on the bone to be able to make some money. So I have links to those things in the description as well, if you want to check that out. And again, he is in our Discord, so if you have any questions about his programs and whatnot, feel free to reach out. Super cool dude. But yeah, man, this is a pretty good update for the unboxing that we did. For 1 week to have a third of our money back to us is the name of the game. And then you just pay off. If you have to leverage, you pay off what you can, start another one, and at some point you won't have to leverage anymore, and at some point you'll be willing and dealing and cranking it. So let me know if you liked, if you didn't like. I'd love to hear your comments down below on what you found helpful or not in this video. I will be going into a more detailed thing about unboxings in general. Some of this information might be repeated. Sue me. But I know a decent amount of you started to buy a small amount of these after I bought them, and I wanted to make sure that we showed off the numbers on why this can work. And the fact that the value of these boxes went up $10 since last week is insane anyway. So hope that helped. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.